G'day. We're going to be having a look at the equipment that's in use around here today, and the pick of the bunch, certainly if price tags any indicator, is this Martin, give it a quick look, Martin OM42. Now the OM, I'm told, stands for orchestra model, and it's a fairly small sized acoustic guitar, but beautiful to play. I haven't used it all that much since our John bought it just before Christmas, but yeah, I'll get around to it. Next up, we've got also John's Epiphone Les Paul Standard in Honeyburst, as you can see, and with a couple of Seymour Duncan pickups to make it quite a hot guitar. He uses heavier gauge strings than I'd probably prefer, and the guitar's got a slightly higher action as well, so I tend to use this one just for slide, but it's a good guitar. Next up, now we're getting into mine here. This is my 1976 Fender Stratocaster in Sunburst with a white scratch plate. Originally came with a black scratch plate, but I changed it over years ago. A couple of things, it's got a rosewood fretboard. Also, there's a Damasio Super Distortion pickup on the back, which gives it a bit more volume and a bit more grunt. Now, that's probably going to be a deal breaker for most Stratocaster purists, but look, I just think with that extra volume, the extra grunt, it's great, and it still sounds like a Strat. You'll probably notice I've only got 5 strings on at the moment. That's because I've been working on a whole stack of songs in Open G. Keith recommends just take the top string off when you're in Open G, and not one to argue with him. Lastly, in this rack, we've got an Ovation Celebrity Deluxe. It's a funny looking guitar with its sound holes positioned on this horn there. Ovation's black plastic backing there. You can plug it in. It's an acoustic electric guitar. Look, this is it's a Korean manufactured Ovation, and they categorize it as an entry-level model, but because Ovation makes such good guitars, it's always going to be okay. I quite enjoy playing this. Yeah. All right, this is also not mine. This is a Marshall 40 watt, and you know, between the Epiphone Les Paul and this amp, you get some really good sounds. All right, now I'm just going to have to move along here for a second into one of the other rooms because I don't have a man cave. We're a pretty happy household here. I don't need a man cave. I think as long as I don't play too loudly too often, we'll stay that way. Bought this just before Christmas. It's a headphone amp in the style of the Vox AC30. Still got a little bit of mucking around to do with it, but I think I'll be able to get a really good sound out of that through the headphones. And I have an adapter, which means that I could use another amplifier as a slave to it, plugging it through the headphone socket. There's work to do. All right, the other one I use mainly for practice is this Marshall stack, which they cost about 20 bucks, and the batteries last forever. You can get a reasonably distorted sound. There's no bells and whistles, no reverb, no delay, no chorus or anything like that. It's just your meat and potatoes amp, but pretty good for practicing at low volume. Okay, now this one here, this I'm quite proud of. It's a Dyson 15 watt valve amp manufactured in Australia around about 1974. You can see the volume control is all the way up on, is it on 10? Not quite. Okay, it's on 10 now. And that's how I play the amp mainly, because you get that nice warm valve distortion from this amp. I would absolutely never ever get rid of this. A couple of things in addition you've got, it says here, you know, pull this control for echo. Well, that's actually reverb, and it is a really good reverb unit in there. You can get that that really nice mid-60s sound where the guitars sound like they've almost been drenched in reverb. A good amp. The other selling point is these two controls here, speed and depth, regulate a tremolo effect. So there's no trouble with replicating the sound of a song like Gimme Shelter or Rocks Off. You just pull that button out, and if you've got it adjusted the right way, you'll be able to get an approximation of that, that terrific sound. All right, well, look, that's it from me. Thanks very much for tuning into the equipment. All the best.